when you think of disruptive innovation, this is where, for example, we are using generative AI for enabling better customer experience, AI ML modeling for data change request automation in data stewardship process, or customer journey advancement from non-user to a user and then finally a loyalist, or recommendation systems personalized for HCP news feeds, patient 360 and targeted programs to transform patient support, or leveraging generative AI again for field queries and trainings.
Welcome to the Life Sciences Leadership Podcast, where we delve deep into the life sciences industry and uncover effective strategies, innovations, and future trends. Your host, Axtria's Jasmeet Soni, engages highly acclaimed leaders in discussions focused on directing commercial success in the life sciences industry. Whether you're transforming your commercial success strategy or just craving dynamic discussion, this is the show for you.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Jasmeet Soni, and welcome to the Life Sciences Leadership Podcast brought to you by Axtria. Our goal with this show is to bring to you effective strategies, innovations, and most importantly, people who are driving improved business and patient outcomes within the life sciences industry. Our guest today is Shikha Singhal. Shikha leads the data science practice at Axtria. She's the force behind productionizing AI/ML at many of the top global life sciences companies. As someone who understands the scope and scale of AI/ML applications within our industry, I can attest that this role comes with a lot of responsibility and requires a tremendous amount of experience and knowledge. And Shikha has no shortage of both. In fact, she's one of the very few leaders I know who have such an extensive array of experience across life sciences domain, business operations, data analytics, and building new capabilities and solutions. But it'll be a mess if I don't mention the expertise that probably matters the most. It's an ability to build, train, and effectively scale teams. Shikha is truly a champion when it comes to developing and solidifying culture, enabling the teams to reach their potential. This is what I call her superpower, which alone sets her so far apart from the other data science leaders. Shikha has spent over 2 decades in the life sciences industry, and her impact can be seen not only at Axtria, but at all the global life sciences companies she has helped throughout her career. Shikha, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jasmeet. It's a pleasure.
Shikha, let's start with the fundamentals. Why are we talking about data science? The way I understand, it has been around forever. So have things changed? And why is there a renewed focus as it relates to the life sciences industry?
Right. So data science for sure has been around for not many decades. It was born decades ago by the coupling of the mature discipline of statistics with the emerging field of computer science. Over time, as businesses were flooded with more and more data about their customers and competition, they started leveraging the potential of data science to make profitable decisions. Back then, they were constrained by the technology to handle and process this huge volume and variety of data. However, just meet with recent advances in technology, analytical methodologies, and explosion of data itself, these have been a key driver for the growth of data science. The rise of cloud computing has made it possible to store and analyze massive amounts of data in a scalable and cost-effective manner. The availability of powerful open source tools such as Python, R, and Apache Hadoop has made it easier and more affordable for individuals and organizations to analyze and process large data sets. The development of advanced machine learning algorithms has further revolutionized the way data is analyzed and used. And in fact, an added factor is the cultural and mindset shift of decision maker. Especially in the last 2 decades, data driven decision making has actually become a norm. And when I talk about the pharma industry, the industry is actually going through its own realization cycle. And most leaders recognize that while they may not be fully ready, but they will be left behind if they don't act. This sheer gap between what is possible and what is currently being leveraged is huge, and it is getting bigger if they continue to sit on the fence. So the need for advanced data science is more pressing now than ever before. Whether it is in AI-based drug development, creation and use of synthetic data, generative AI, organ-on-a-chip movement, or capturing patient data for personalized treatments and a personalized experience, none of this is possible without implementing data science in a structured way to provide real-time, contextualized, always-on insights.
Thanks for providing the context, Shikha. In a way, there's a revolution happening out there. There is a big gap that you talked about that puts things in perspective. And I imagine bridging this gap is a critical need of the hour. Now, based on what
Mhm.
you said, I believe it is fair to say that this evolution has a big impact on the life sciences industry. And if your answer is yes,
Yeah,
can you tell us how?
absolutely. In fact, Jasmeet, as per a recent Deloitte report, more than 60% of life sciences companies are already investing heavily in AI technologies, pursuing business objectives such as making processes more efficient, creating new services and products, and improving existing products. It is predicted that by 2030, more drug discoveries will be made using AI controlled simulations in collaboration with academia. The time from screening to preclinical testing will be reduced to a few months, and new potential drug candidates will be identified at increasingly lower cost. In fact, when I look at our pharma engagements, we can categorize the use of AI ML in four main areas. First is in development of drugs to solve unmet needs, which includes predicting the efficacy and safety of potential drug candidates, identifying new drug targets, optimizing the design of clinical trials, etc. Second is in finding and engaging the right physicians and patients using the right channel, right message, and just in time with contextualized and personalized strategies. Third is delivering drugs effectively to initiate therapy. So, this includes improving the accuracy of patient diagnosis, predicting disease progression, providing personalized treatment plans, etc. And lastly, in supporting them with continued treatment to ensure they are fully cured. This includes, improving the enrollment and adherence rates, patient 360, improving patient journeys, etc. In fact, Jasmeet, I would say it's a watershed moment for the industry. The use of data science technologies in the field of life sciences has the potential to revolutionize the way we diagnose and treat diseases, thus leading to a better health outcomes and a healthier world.
Shika, I love the way you bucket the use of AIML cases across these four distinct areas. Makes it very easy for the audience to understand. But when you said it is a watershed movement for the industry, I can't help but think how this will disrupt a lot of the conventional thinking and approaches around data management, analyses, and consumption of insights. What kind of
Mhm.
challenges are our customers facing as they try to adapt?
Yeah. Very, very pertinent point, Jasmeet. In fact, I was reading a Gartner report yesterday which said that 85% of AI/ML projects fail to deliver, and only
Wow.
53% of the projects make it from prototypes to production.
Hmm.
So, in fact, in working with our customers to help them design, implement, and operationalize AI/ML models for large scale transformations, we actually see them struggling with several challenges. First and foremost is the quality of data. The quality of data that is being fed to the AI system is extremely important for the system to learn and create an accurate model. However, most enterprise data is scattered and siloed between multiple on premise and cloud data stores with broken and manual processes to manage, clean, and transform this data. A related challenge is data interoperability, especially as you try to integrate patient and physician data across multiple sources to build a 360-degree view. Secondly, with the explosion in number of data assets, business use cases, and the real-time cadence required to drive decisions from these use cases, the environment itself has become much more complex. Navigating through this environment which comprises of multiple data assets that are moving in at different frequencies, different formats, multiple feature set combinations feeding into hundreds of model experiments, and orchestrating all of this for seamless flow of the right combination from training to testing to production stages to generate always on real time decisions is obviously not trivial. It requires huge emphasis on model governance, scalability, reproducibility, and automation of the end to end process, including model deployment, monitoring, and retraining. Continuous transition of models from development and testing environments into production for real time decisioning at the speed and scale of business requires robust MLOps processes. And actually, this poses the next challenge, which is technology and infrastructure. The need for processing huge volume and variety of structured and unstructured data sets, building accurate models with desired outcomes, and managing seamless movement of the data feature model combo across different environments to generate real-time results requires integration of complex system components and infrastructure. The evolving technology landscape, which comprises of multi-tool, multi-cloud ecosystem, further adds to this complexity and actually hinders the ability to design seamlessly automated and optimized environments. In fact, this has major implications on the skill sets that you require for these projects, which, by the way, is our fourth challenge. So, industrializing these ML initiatives requires cross-functional talent and teams, encompassing domain experts, data scientists, data engineers, ML engineers, solution architects, software engineers, cloud engineers, and even visualization experts. And then, of course, there are challenges related to cybersecurity and data privacy concerns, increasing regulation and compliance in the industry that makes it challenging to implement new data science approaches, and of course, the ethical use of AI, including issues related to responsibility, equity, fairness, and explainability. And last but not the least, Jasmeet, AI initiatives require huge investments, and hence it is important to prioritize, pilot, and implement in a way such that you are continuously establishing value to business.
That is fantastic, Shikha. Thanks for a comprehensive list of challenges. It is hard to imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my assumption would be that life sciences organizations are not set up to fully leverage the advances in the data science field. There's so many challenges that they face as well. If that's the case, how should they go about building the capability? What are 3 or 4 areas they should focus on?
Right. So actually, Jasmeet, the life sciences industry has been actively leveraging these advances in data science field since the last 5 to 6 years. Many of the pharma companies that we work with, they have dedicated AI labs for leveraging AI and ML ops to accelerate drug discovery and development, improve accuracy of patient diagnosis, develop personalized treatment plans, personalize their sales and marketing strategies, enhance their supply chain and logistic operations, and even improve their drug pricing strategies. However, even among the big pharma, we see many of the challenges that I actually shared earlier. Their data sets are fragmented, data quality checks are missing, jobs are set up in sequential manner with very high processing time. Technologies are not integrated with overall IT environment. Model runtime is very high, and there are multiple failure points. The overarching goal for the industry is to bring the right medication to the right patient at the right time to improve patient outcomes. And given this strategic goal, there are 5 key pillars, in my opinion, that organizations have to focus on to fully leverage the advances in data science. And these pillars are data, technology, process, people, and culture. Let me take a few minutes to explain these. So on the
Sure.
data front, it is important to have a single source of truth in the form of a data lake for all upstream and downstream processes with strong data management, master data management, data quality, data standardization, data interoperability, and governance capabilities. Okay. Secondly,
Yeah.
AI/ML initiatives require significant investments in flexible infrastructure and technology. So organizations need to adopt flexible and secure infrastructures such as hybrid cloud solutions, GPUs, flexible storage, high bandwidth and low latency networks, etc., that possesses the speed to support faster compute calculations and decision making, can manage risk, and reduces the overall cost of AI deployments without sacrificing performance. From a tech stack perspective, while there are plethora of tools and technologies available in the market, and in fact, new ones keep coming on a periodic basis, it is important to
Right.
consider factors such as ease of use and adoption, cost, ability to customize for additional features, infra-agnostic, low-code, no-code capabilities, etc. It's important to have an architecture that makes sense for your organization. Many a times when organizations think of AI/ML initiatives, they start with their data scientists planning for the model build. What algorithms, what techniques, and what kind of recommendations. Other areas such as data engineers for ensuring quality data, ML engineers for building the right pipelines and designing the feature store, infra specialists for integrating the AI/ML infra with legacy IT systems, etc., is all an afterthought. As a
Yeah.
result, they end up with fairly complex and expensive ecosystem that fails to generate the desired business outcomes. The process of creating decision engines for always on real time output requires elaborate upfront planning along various dimensions and a robust governance framework much before one gets to the model build. And I see this missing in a lot of big pharma organizations.
Okay.
The fourth pillar is of course people, having the right cross-functional team with the required skill sets. It is very
Absolutely.
important that you bring in experts, right? If you don't have the required talent in-house. And in fact, this is especially true for the field of MLOps, without which it is impossible to achieve the seamless and real-time cadence with your data science initiative. It is important that you choose your partner carefully because while technology and analytics is a commodity, but the experience of applying technology and analytics to the pharma industry is not a commodity. The knowledge of
Yeah.
data, gaps in different data sources, integration nuances, for example, of patient data, therapeutic nuances, which have a huge bearing on features and model training, is all unique to pharma. One interesting point, Jasmeet, is that as pharma organizations venture into building their own MLOps factories, it's worth reflecting on whether pharma companies are turning into software companies. That's not their
Mm-hmm.
forte.
Yeah.
And then last but not the least is, of course, the cultural change, which is very, very important. In fact, in a recent study among C-suite executives of Fortune 1000 companies, more than 92% of the respondents identified culture as the biggest hurdle to derive value from AI. It is very important to get rid of organizational silos and ensure that different teams, be it business, data science, or IT, they are all rallying towards a common goal and willing to embrace change. This has huge implications on your org design, recruitment, learning and development, performance management, and incentives. It is important to anticipate barriers to change and draw a roadmap for conscious move towards a collaborative, data-driven, agile, and experimental culture.
Thanks, Shikha. As you were talking about people and culture, I was telling myself she's in the right place. I can't think of anyone better than you in terms of building teams and establishing culture. And now, shifting gears a little bit, Shikha, I would love to understand specific applications of data science. Can you tell our audience any specific application of data science where your customers are seeing immediate impact?
There are many such applications. For example, we are working with some of the leading pharma companies to help them transform their customer experience. This is where we are building and operating massive decision engines to help them engage with relevant HCPs through personalized content, which is contextualized to the HCP need and delivered just in time via their preferred channels. Multiple data sets from varied sources are essentially linked together to identify relevant features, which are then used to create hundreds of models. And these models go through an elaborate validation and testing process before getting deployed in production. And once they are in production, they are monitored 24/7 for any glitches or drifts in data or models. And in fact, the field feedback is fed back into the data pipelines for model retraining. And while the impact would differ depending on multiple things and it varies by organization and brands, but we have seen results such as more than 150% increase in new RXs, new prescriptions, or 7 times
Wow.
lift in transition from a non-writer to a writer owing to MLMs. That's huge. To give you another example, there are clients for whom we are developing data-driven digital health solutions to improve patient outcomes and reduce cost of treating chronic conditions. So we start by performing exploratory analysis to do the as-is landscape mapping, identify gaps, and define strategic priorities. This is followed by detailed qualitative and quantitative program assessment to derive ROI, followed by sophisticated AI/ML driven decision support for better outcome in care. And again, we have achieved impacts such as 30% reduction in cost of care and $250 million of increase in revenue through this comprehensive solution to improve patient experiences. And again, I can go on and
Nice.
on. As I said, there are many
Yeah.
examples.
No, Shikha, thanks for sharing some of the work you're doing for customers. Clearly, you're driving great outcomes and a lot of impact. So, my last question is also related to your work. It would be great if you could tell our audience about the innovations and some unique approaches you're able to bring to your customers.
The way we look at innovations, we could classify them along two main dimensions. One is incremental improvements, which are essentially point solutions leveraging new technique or technology. And then there are disruptive improvements, which are large scale, real time, and always on solutions. So, some recent examples of incremental innovation would include identifying patients for clinical trials through natural language processing, an exploratory data analysis of patient records, agent-based modeling for insights into evolution of treatment paradigms, inductive approach for insight into drivers of LOT therapeutic choices, omni-channel rep call planning to enhance engagement, leveraging ML algorithms for impact of formulary changes on prescription behavior or for identifying digital opinion leaders, and so on. And then when you think of disruptive innovation, this is where, for example, we are using generative AI for enabling better customer experience, or
Right.
AI/ML modeling for data change request automation in data stewardship process, or customer journey advancement from non-user to a user and then finally a loyalist, or recommendation systems personalized for HCP news feeds, patient 360 and targeted programs to transform patient support, leveraging generative AI again for field queries and trainings. And then again, when you talk about the process side, for example, if I talk about MLOps, we have built and we are leveraging a lot of our accelerators and SOPs for faster, better, and more efficient implementation and operations. An underlying challenge that we see at our clients is that they are always playing the catch-up game. This
Yeah.
field is evolving so rapidly that no matter how much they progress, it can feel like that they're still behind, and that can be discouraging. So one
Yeah.
of the ways in which we are helping our clients not only catch up, but actually lead the way is through our research hub. This is where specialists from various fields come together to experiment with latest and upcoming technologies in the pursuit of achieving better patient outcomes. Many of their successful proof of concepts get embedded into our modern and modular cloud-based products for integrated data, insights, planning, operations way of life. In fact, the latest one is where we have integrated GPT models into our products to drive efficiency and bring significant gains to our customers.
Wow. Shikha, again, thanks for the comprehensive list of innovations and the approaches that you're taking. I like the concept of incremental and disruptive innovations and initiatives such as the Research Hub for experimentation. I mean, they must be bringing a lot of value to customers. This is kind of the end of the questions from my side. Thank you for providing such comprehensive and well thought out answers. But before we go, I would like to summarize our discussion. So what I understand is, one, with the recent advances in technology, data science has the potential to transform internal operations for scale and agility and revolutionize the way we identify and engage with customers, which in turn has a significant impact on business and patient outcomes. Two, which is kind of the unfortunate part, a large majority of these initiatives fail because of various reasons that you listed earlier for the audience. And three, it is critical that life sciences companies plan upfront and invest in the right partners and technologies. But most importantly, on the people and culture front, they require conscious changes in org design and operating model. Is there anything else you would like to add to this summary?
No, I think you summed it really well, Jasmeet. I would just like to add that to ensure machines can augment human intelligence through real-time and industrialized insights, it is important to disrupt the end-to-end data to decision value chain through new tools, new technologies, and
Right.
robust operational discipline. And just one more point, I cannot emphasize it enough. Technology by itself cannot be the differentiator, especially when the technology is available to all. It's all open source. So to truly differentiate and add value, it is important to combine this technology and analytics with a deep understanding of domain and business.
Makes absolute sense, Shikha. I would like to thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise with me today. You shared some timely insights because the data science field is evolving rapidly and continues to disrupt the way the companies operate, from developing products and running operations to engaging with patients. I truly believe it is critical for life sciences organizations to adapt and develop their capability to be successful in the future. I'm sure our audience will be able to apply some of these learnings to their business and get ahead of the competition. Thank you again for coming to the show and sharing your knowledge and deep experience in this space.
Thank you so much, Jasmeet.
To the audience, thank you so much for joining us today. Please feel free to share any feedback, and I look forward to meeting you in the next episode.
Thanks for joining us on the Life Sciences Leadership Podcast. If you loved this episode, please share with friends and subscribe on your favorite streaming platform. For more information, visit lifesciencespodcast.com. Until next time.